Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Building Better Bodies with Deven and the Docs. So this is our superstar of the show, the one and only, the bodybuilder and amazing personal trainer, Deven Brady. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be
And
back.
today we have the gifted and talented Dr. Nicole Heatherly with us. I am Dr.
Hello,
Amir
everyone.
Rashidian with Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic Center. So and Deven is with One Life Fitness of South Frederick, right down the street from us. So today, I think we've got a good conversation. Let's find out what it's all about. So what are we going to start with, Dr. Nicole?
So last week, in the last two episodes, we talked a lot about bodybuilding, because that's Deven's main focus, of course. He wants to build your body, make you stronger, healthier, more fit. So we talked about bodybuilding a lot, but we really didn't define it. So we wanted to talk a bit about that today, especially for those who are completely unaware of what bodybuilding is or new to it, but they really want to get fit. So how would you define bodybuilding?
Yeah, well, thank you. So it's one of those ambiguous terms where it means a little bit different to different people. And for me, if I'm going to be training this way and preaching this way to you and hopefully helping you to evolve and advance your own techniques using some of these foundational principles, it makes it a good exercise to get off on the right foot. So for me, bodybuilding is defined as a mental exercise, even though I know it's a little bit of a misnomer because it's bodybuilding.
That's when you stare at the weights, they go up and down by themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish it were that easy.
Yeah, many people do. But no, unfortunately what I mean is, of course, adopting the appropriate mental attitude each and every time you go into the gym to ensure your success. So bodybuilding for me is a mental exercise and discipline, rather, by which you approach weights very seriously and take yourself right to the point of comfort and then beyond. And the critical aspect of that is, of course, beyond your comfort zone. Because the body is a miraculous machine and it's going to respond to stress by adapting. And when I say adapting, I mean getting bigger and stronger. And when I say stress, I mean weights in the case of bodybuilding. So we use the stress, we use the weights in the appropriate way to challenge our mind and get through our comfort zone and get a little bit better than we were yesterday, a little bit better the day after that than we were the day before. And before long, I think you can utilize those principles to reach all of your goals.
That's a really good definition. It's something I've never heard it put that way, but that was a really good way to define it. So, because you talk a lot about the mind, what would you say, let's say someone comes into you and their mind isn't right, or let's say they're like, I'm completely unmotivated, I'm stuck in this mentality of, I'm this weight and I can't get out of it. What would you recommend to get their mind right?
Yeah.
To prepare them to, get the best results with you?
That's a fantastic question. So I think that it's a philosophy and it's an approach that you need to understand your own limitations. And I think, to Dr. Nicole's fantastic point, a lot of people do themselves a disservice by kind of setting their limitations ahead of time. So certainly in my industry, when I'm meeting people and trying to understand what their individual personalized goals are, a lot of times that I find that people don't give themselves enough credit because, they hear a lot, they're reading different things, they're getting advice from all over the place, and this is allowing them to establish barriers in their mind for how much they can accomplish. So what I found in my relatively short time in the industry is I just need to work with people. I need to help people to understand what it's like to reach those limitations and then push forward. So a quick example of that would be, instead of having a client do a set number of repetitions for a set, like I want you to do 8, because then, for example, you're going to put that 8 in your mind. But the chances that the 8 is actually your body's true limitation is very rare. So what I'll find when I'm working with clients is they'll get to that 8 and then they'll stop. Even though they have excellent form, they have excellent strength, excellent endurance that maybe they didn't even understand they had. But they'll just get to a number, they'll get to that place and stop. So sometimes with that same client, for the next set, I won't say anything. I'll just say, go, just work through the muscle, work through that building block, that plateau period, and we'll break through. And a lot of times those people are like, I didn't know I had that in me. That's the thing we hear often.
Yeah.
And that's because they're not limiting themselves first, but rather going through the exercise of understanding what your true limitations are. Yeah. And those two things go hand in hand.
Muhammad Ali said, I don't know how many sit-ups I do because I don't start counting till it hurts.
That's right.
That's right. That's a good mentality to have.
And he also said the fight is won or lost in the gym, not behind the lights. He said that's when you win the fight. So
That's right.
You win before you step into the ring. It's all the things you do outside that makes you a winner in the ring. So
Yes.
So here's the thing then. We said, it's mindset, and it's being willing to work hard. It's stressing the body. Can you stress the body to the point of injury then?
Yes. So, the text would tell us that there's a few stages to the body's ability to adapt to a stressor. Okay, the first phase is going to be what we call the alarm reaction. Okay, so another thing that I'm finding a lot in my industry is that when people work with me, it's very often they're very sore. I can use you as a personal example since we had that wonderful workout together. The soreness that they experience is going to be different. It's probably going to be traumatic or severe at first, but that's because it's your body's way of trying to adapt to a significant and new stimulus. So over time, if we continue to train that way, you would then move from the alarm reaction phase into the resistance development stage. Okay, so that means you're probably not going to be as sore. You're going to start to see some differences, as a reaction to this kind of disciplined training. And then the third phase and the final phase of what you're asking about is there's going to be what we call exhaustion. Okay, and that's when you're continuing to push yourself very, very hard for a long time. You're not getting the appropriate rest, you're not getting the appropriate sleep, or more importantly, the appropriate nutrition.
Yes.
And as a result, your body will, over time, not be able to compensate for the amount of stress you're putting it under. Right. And that doesn't only account with weights, that accounts with any major stressor you have in your life. You need to have that balance between rest and recovery and stressor. So if that's out of whack, your body will eventually pay the price down the road.
Yeah, we in our office, we always say there's 3 dimensions to health. There's the mental or psychological. There's the biochemical, which is nutrition, and there's the physical, and each one has 2 sides to it. So the mental, you've got to have the positive mindset, but you got to eliminate the toxic thoughts.
Correct.
From the biochemical, you've got to put good nutrition in, but you got to avoid the toxic things that are trying to get into your body. And from the physical side, it's exercise and rest.
Yes.
Those are the 2 sides. It's a dichotomy within each of the 3 dimensions. When we work with all of that, we work with nature, we should be able to get great results, be able to stress the body, and still get the results that we want. And what I've noticed is sometimes people don't even want to get started because either they don't know enough, or the problem is what?
They know too much.
They know too. Have you ever experienced that?
Yes, that's been me in the past. Of course, we're chiropractors,
you know too much
we're
about the
doctors.
body.
We think we know it all, and
That's right.
So yeah, definitely, I've been there.
So based on that, our recommendation to you, our viewers. By the way, I want to mention something, and it just came to me because I think right now we have 4 or 5 viewers, but soon it's going to be 4 or 5 million. But
Yes,
but of our
right.
5 viewers, thank you for
Thank
watching.
you, 5 viewers.
People. One of them actually said, you didn't look like you look like a bodybuilder.
Okay.
You were dressed. You were overdressed last time, and they were like, "Can we see his biceps?"
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
can we?
the proof will be in the
So
pudding
there you go, guys.
Yeah.
There you go. So we do listen,
That's
and
right.
we answer.
Yeah.
So thank you.
He wore short sleeves just for you guys.
That's right.
Yeah, and he didn't even know I was going to do that for him. So but don't ever do that to me. We think here's what you need to do. I know too much or I know too little.
Yeah.
It's so easy. All you do is walk into One Life. Walk into One Life Fitness and go to the front desk and say, I watched the video online. They'll know what you're talking about. You can say Deven. You can say Deven and the Docs. You can say Building Better Bodies. Whatever you want. Just say, I saw a video and they said I can come in here and I can get a tour and I can get a 7-day membership at no cost, no obligation, no questions asked. You just walk in and then they'll show you what to do. They'll give you 1 or 2 things to do and you just start.
That's right.
Just start and see what happens. You're going to be amazed.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll see you there. And I think we're going to have another video coming up for you soon. So please share the videos. Tell everybody about them. If you're learning, comment. If you ask us questions, we hear your questions. We'll answer them. So anyways, but let's get the 5 of you to add 5 more people by next video. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.